Chained to the cave with the diamond rings. I get so wrapped up in the finer things. I guess that's what my mind feels on the brink. Yeah, why am I trapped by the finer things? Chained to the cave with the diamond rings. I get so wrapped up in the finer things. I guess that's why my mind feels on the brink. Why am I trapped by the finer things?
What are you trying to say?
There we go. We recording? Hello, hello, hello. All right. All right, man. Welcome back. We're here with your boy Susmoves in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good, feeling great. Definitely locked in and you know, and we're changing things. We're elevating, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the elevation, man. It is literally, quite literally, all about the elevation. And you know, hopefully you guys can start to peep, you know, the small little big wins that we've been making, you know. So let's go ahead and give a nice shout out to Sustv and to you guys, the squad, the Sville. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know the vibes. Come on now. You know what I mean? Come on now, man. Indeed, indubitably, all right? Indubitably, man. Something calm, you know what I mean? Hold on, man. You know what I mean? Come on. Stop playing with us, man. Stop playing with us. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we're back in another episode of Sustv, and we're gonna do this as calm as can be. You know what I mean? Cool as a cucumber. That's just how we give it up. Big news, you know, big news coming up. I'm definitely going to be working on my game here for you guys, so that the performance is always at an all-time high. That we're reaching new levels. We're over here making it work. We're doing it big. And you're gonna see, man. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna go crazy, you know, doing what we do out here. Speaking of people going crazy, in this day and age in this business, man, we can't just go around and start putting our hands on people just because of disagreements and things of that nature, man. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. But here today, I unfortunately have to report that there was a altercation with rapper T.I. and a young lady. At current from where I am right now, from what time period we're in right now, I don't have any further developments. Besides the fact that there was some back and forth between himself and this female black comedian. I'm not getting her name, unfortunately. But maybe I'll throw in a little bit of the clip for you guys, so you guys see what's going on, and maybe even go ahead and put that name up there, because that's important. Go ahead and make sure that black queen is well documented. Uh, there were a few extra developments. T.I. Claimed that he was going to give the young lady $1 million if anyone found out some information on him calling her, the B word, and apparently they did find the evidence. So, well, only time will tell whether he's about to go and pay up for that. It's crazy, man. I mean, I'm guessing ever since that Will Smith situation, people have been, looking around the room and thinking maybe they can go ahead and put their hands on people, but that's not the case. You can't do that. That's still not okay. Will Smith's actions during that time were not okay. You can't put your hands on people, especially in professional settings. You shouldn't do it in general, but especially in professional settings. And it just doesn't look good for the culture, and all those involved in the culture. I don't know. You know, last we heard about artist Kanye West, actually, he claimed to say he was gonna go and seek help. And I couldn't agree more. I really hope that he does get the necessary help that he needs, and he's able to do what it is that he finds necessary. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. The vibe right now outside is just weird. And not for nothing, it's just been back to back to back. Hopefully people can kind of stay out of the controversy. You know what I mean? And kind of realize that other people's mental health is important. Maybe comedians right now, you try your best to make sure that your joke is not minimalized. I'm not trying to censor the comedians out there, but maybe you will have to unlock even further levels of genius to make sure that the joke is just so fly nobody could say anything about it. You know what I mean? Because it'd be different if these jokes were of the upper echelon and people were still still getting offended. But these jokes, said. I mean, I didn't hear what was said about Ti in this situation, but I can only imagine that it probably was just teetering on, like, it was probably an okay joke. It was probably fairly funny, not for nothing, but sometimes getting into that different bag, that different creative where it's undeniable that what you did was just it was just too it had too much class, too much elegance, too much coof, even if you're joking on that subject matter, for anyone to really say anything. And one of the few masters of that, I would have to say, is Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Um, there are quite a few comedians out there who do it, but he has to be maybe like number one, if not two. You know what I mean? In that department, where he'll say a joke so out there. He jokes about anything. Things that people are getting canceled for. And I'm not saying that he wasn't threatened of being threatened of being canceled, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? And that's important to note. Moving right along with the same energies being weird and this whole just bipolar thing, man. We're gonna go ahead and look at this weather, man. I don't know what's been going on, at least in New York City, but the weather has just been kind of crazy. Like, in my opinion, it's been sucky. You know, one minute it's nice and hot, and then the next minute it's yeah, man. The next minute it's raining. It's doing all this. You know what I mean? It's like it's just been whack. But that summer feel is coming. I can feel it. I feel like this is really gonna be it's gonna be a really nice summer, and not for nothing, this is gonna be one of the first summers in the last couple of years that are actually normal, quote unquote, or we're finally at a place of normalcy. War aside, people still getting sick and catching COVID aside, the finances and the inflation that's been building aside, these things have happened. These things have repeated throughout history, and it's only a matter of time before we pick ourselves up as usual and get past it. It's rough. Some people are suffering in major ways. We've probably lost uh, so many important people that it probably seems bleak, like maybe there's no future there, but there is. You just you just gotta just give yourself the time. The pain, the hurt doesn't go away for those of you who have lost somebody, for those of you who are dealing with, you know, illnesses and or family members dealing with those sorts of things. I'm not, saying these things to be insensitive. I'm trying to let you know for a fact that you will get through this. You know what I mean? Um, and it's not to be overlooked and say, well, okay, well, now it's this summer and now we could forget what happened from 2019 to now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that at some point, something has to give, And I don't know what you believe in, but try to find some solace in knowing that eventually you'll be able to take a step forward again. If you've been feeling stagnant or still in this suffrage that you've been going through. Didn't mean to make that so dark. I got some happy news for us. For all of us New Yorkers out there, I mean, the world that's watching, kudos. I appreciate y'all. And this is becoming global regardless. But Fabio, man, Fabio Foreign is dropping his album. Um, it hasn't dropped this yet for me doing this video, but by the time this video drops, it will have already been dropped. I'm sure it is fire all the way through. I've already heard City of Gods. I've already heard Magic City. So I already know what's coming. I already know it's going to be heat all around. This summer is going to be lit. He's dropping it at a great time. He's been doing phenomenal, and I know that his whole team has nothing but the utmost respect for him and support in him. Support for, I mean, respect for him and support for him, and belief in him that he's gonna, excel far beyond anyone's expectations. I'm looking forward to this album. I'm not gonna put that level of pressure. I'm saying this is something that he's gonna do, built up with time. But I'm definitely but I'm definitely got to get used to the new setup. But I'm definitely grateful that he's able to drop some new gems for us. And speaking of new music, rapper Dave East is also dropping some new singles. Um, and he's been working with different people. But we're gonna get right back to that because I did not tell you guys about the documentary apparently that Fabio is also dropping. So not only do we get an entire album of Heat, but now we get a documentary to show us the build up, and then probably it's probably gonna intertwine, rest in peace with the loss that he suffered, the loss that we all suffered when we got the grave news that Pop Smoke had unfortunately uh, transitioned. You know, so I look forward to both. I look forward to the documentary, uh, the King of New York, the new King of New York, and I'm definitely looking forward to that album. Getting right back into Davies. Davies is dropping song fire, left and right. I mean, it's Davies. The last song I heard from him, I believe, was Bet, and and I saw that he's also in the works of dropping some music videos actually with some locals right here in New York. Um, you can find her. I believe that it's just her running the whole shebang, but I'm sure there's multiple other parties, multiple other people to be shouted out. And they already know, what they're doing with it. They know who they are. They know this whole clique. Obviously, I'm talking about B Surgeon on Instagram. That's gonna be B.Sergeant. And I'm of course talking about Surgeon Creative Studios right there in our local Brooklyn. Uh, they've been working with people from like Bobby Shmurda. I think I saw, I think we saw Dave East in there, and I saw there was another artist I saw. Was it Roddy? I don't know, but there's been tons of artists going in there. There's been a lot of great works coming from there. So I definitely want to shout them out. Local Brooklyn talent, all of their photographers, videographers, who's doing set design, makeup, and etc. You forget about it. And I think they're coming out actually with a show. It might be a show or a podcast. I'm not sure. And I believe it's called Polished or It's Polished, something along those lines. I'm definitely gonna shout them out again when I am able to, clarify if that's dropped or not. I believe it's being teased or the first episode by now has been dropped, but I'm gonna go ahead give them a look over, see what they got going on, and I'll come back, of course, and shout them out again. So congrats to their local talent. To say, congrats to B Surgeon for being so phenomenal and successful in her short span. She's been grinding for a while. I've been peeping, but in a short span of time, she's elevated from one point to some whole other magnitude. Like she's one more jump away from people from labels across the board not being able to ignore. I think she's already there, but I'm talking about like superstars, not to diminish the artists that she has worked with, but I'm just saying like it might become a staple thing in New York to go to that studio to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like how, and maybe not right away, and this is why I'm comparing it to this, but kind of like how we have a Funk Flex out here in New York, or Hot 97, Breakfast Club, things like that. I'm saying that this has the potential to be on that kind of time, and these kind of things just take time, but it's gonna be real short. It's gonna be real short before that's reached. If they're moving at this speed, if they continue to move at this speed. Another shout out to some more local talent. We have, the Broski, Superlative Saying, shouted him out a couple of times on this pod, on this platform. He is working with labels, multitude of labels. There's festival coming up, the New York SXSW. Um, he's playing a big role in this festival. For sure, he's gonna be performing, and if you guys wanna perform as well, or somebody that you want to make perform, he did put up a number. It's 347-946-2769. That is 347-946-2769. These people are not paying me for this. I'm doing this just off the strength of the culture. This is what you do. You know what I mean? When you want to be inclusive and work as a team, even if people don't understand, you know what I mean? You got to just build the culture, especially in New York. We need more of that Atlanta QC. We could do it. You know what I mean? Like people like Capella Gray have been talking about it. I'm talking about all the New York artists that have been trying to just tag up, team up from down to YouTube, like with Kai Snat, AMP, Duke Dennis, all them, Agent, Phantom, Cannon. You know what I mean? Uh, and there's tons of other New York acts. Capri, Fernandez. If you're from New York, you know these people. What's his name? What's his name with a R? He's on TikTok. Randy. C Bands. This is a laundry list. This is from dancers like Dre. You know what I mean? Dre the dancer. My boy Khalib. Um, with his Firebomb label. I gotta get the name right. But it's so good. Like my mind's going blank a bit. But there's a culture of people out there that's here right here in New York. Staple in New York. The Darnation. Go and check them out. They DARINATION, where they got they tackle a lot of bi bi bilingual music. It's just dope. But it's just dope. First of all, original. You know what I mean? Authentic fire music, across the board. There's so many different people influencing the culture right now, and I just hope that we're all kind of clicked up on that basis, on that premise. Like it's New York. I'm not saying that we all got to be buddy buddy, but when you get the opportunity, you shout them out and you let people know that New York, we here. You know what I mean? We've been here, and we wanna definitely grab the reins back, um, so that we can get on our entrepreneurial, ish. Also with that, with the New York SXSW, you definitely want to shout out Life of S'mores. So that's gonna be LIFEOFSMORNS. You're gonna want to check out MOR.BOOKING and you also want to check out GENUWINE Beauty. All of those ads on Instagram, and you want to utilize that to perform. You want to hit them up. So that's going to be LIFEOFSMORNS. That's going to be MOR.BOOKINGS. And lastly, but not least, GENUWINE Beauty to perform at the New York SXSW. Text superlative saying at 347-946-2769, of course, for even more information. And they will be working with tons of labels. They're working with Rock Nation, for instance, and there was just a laundry list. There's a plethora of labels that's highly involved. So if you're an artist and you really want to get your name out there, They're doing this April festival. I suggest you get involved. Um, Speaking of entrepreneurship, Rick Ross was just on a podcast talking about it. It's Rick Ross, Big Boss. You know what I mean? And he revealed, actually, interestingly enough, that he ended up buying Wingstop. Everyone knows him for that. At 350K, he said, just about, and he's been able to recoup millions upon millions. He actually recouped millions on just I believe his first or second store alone when he was first starting it out. And I don't know, it just makes you think, you could start an idea like something in a little makeshift studio, just podding your life away, maybe making music on the side, and the next thing you know, it's blown up into something, far greater, and you're just grateful, you know. More news. Whoa, I skipped over some important music. First of all, dialing right back from Dave East and Fabio, J. Cole, Dreamville, dropped the Gangsta Grizzle mixtape, and it needs to be listened to and then discussed and then listened to again and then discussed. It is all the way fire. Okay, I think one of my favorite songs gotta be, man. I'm debating this. There's that one record with Cos, but then there's the record. Then there's the first record that they had. Stick. They also had that other record. With two chains. Ghetto something. All the it from top to bottom is hard. I like that whole project, but we got to talk about that for sure. Dreamville has been doing their thing. They're in the mixtape. They say there's an album coming. They're not. They're beating people over the head with this music. Like there's no room to breathe. You know what I'm saying? But it's beautiful. So now we have this J Cole. We have J Cole. Obviously murdering the features, murdering, his part of the songs. We have JID going stupid. We're hearing other artists we haven't heard for a while rapping on that. You know what I mean? We got Boz going crazy, man. Dreamville mixtape is sick, man. Fabio album coming soon. Documentary coming. Davies dropping music. Y.N.E dropped the single. All the way fire. We got R&B acts dropping singles. We got Lucky Day winning Grammys. I'm just doing things off the top of my head at this point, just informing you guys what's going on out here. But it's a lot of great music, a lot of great things coming. Kevin Hart, gonna be working on this show called Lift with with a co-star, uh Gu Gugu Mabatha Raw. I'm probably mispronouncing her name. I apologize. It's spelled GuguMbathaRaw. And again, that's with Kevin Hart. And the show is called Lift. So definitely get informed on that. Great music coming out, great TV shows coming out, just great entertainment across the board. Hopefully we can get past the little controversy and people just flaring up, such as with Ti with the comedian. Get past things. Hopefully we can look out for those kids like Kanye, doing his thing. Again, shout out to Surgeon Creative Studios. Man, what does elevation mean, man? You know, I've been thinking about it lately, and it's is it money? Is it what you have around you? Is it your own personal development? And then diving into that, I mean, personal development. What does that mean? Like, does it make you? Are you a better speaker now? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something to think about, and maybe I'll have somebody on and really dive deep into it. I just wanna kind of leave you guys out there with that little bit of information. I know it's a bit random in there, but it's just something that's been on my mind. Just kind of like how people kind of reconnect with themselves and with others, and really evaluate what's important. You know what I mean? And how do we connect with people in general at that point? Um, how do once you're past a certain age, you make legitimate friends and legitimate networks and connections, and how does everyone go about that? I know it's different for everyone. Some people will go to those job You go to those job listings, you go to those meetings that they have for like when they're talking about NFTs and stocks and things like that. So you know, there's different outlets. You meet people in libraries, maybe in the street, a deli, wherever. But you know, if you're here and you're listening, you made it this far. Just comment below how it is that you meet new people. More times than not, is at the bar, parties, you know what I mean, and where you're from doing this, because I know it's a little different doing it here in New York versus doing it maybe on the west side, on the west coast, you know, in Cali. It's different again going to Florida or down south, um, and even in middle America. I can only imagine. You know, down in those, you know, in the cities that everyone wants to turn up in. You know, we got Houston, you know, Cincinnati, Phoenix, you know, New York, you know, San Francisco, all these places. Atlanta, how Atlanta looking, you know, just how do we still connect with people? And do you think technology's getting in the way of that? Is it helping? Is it hurting? You know, what's everyone's like love life situation looking like? How are you, you know, finding people to, you know what I mean, actually build something real with versus just this, you know, cookie cutter. You go out there, you meet them, maybe you know, you do a little something, something, and then you call it a day again. So I don't know. These are a couple of things that have been on my mind, and yeah, maybe I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna further get into those conversations when I'm able to get you guys a special guest to debate about these things, you know. But till next time, guys. I was just informing you guys on what's going on. I'm showing you guys that, you know, on my end, you know, we're elevating, we moving, we growing, we doing, we choosing, and yeah, to the next time, you know, to the next time that we're here. Shout out to y'all, Sville. You know, that's the tribe. The tribe is Sville. The show is Sustv. I'm your host, Susmoves, and you know the vibes. I'll catch you guys in the next one. She wanna cuff and tell me how to feel. That was too beta, that's not my persona. I'm a backpack rap, no suitcase. This ain't deal, no deal. Give it one piece of my mind like Oda. Told her the real. A lot of y'all just wanna date for the feel. A lot of y'all take what you want and it's still. You don't care what I think, you don't care what I feel. Long as I allow you to steal. Long as we figures was real, like love was a drink. I need me a drink, I don't wanna think, but I gotta watch you. I can't even blink. Damn, wait, can't even blink. Hey, yeah. I get so wrapped up in the finer things. I guess that's why my mind feels on the brink. Yeah. Why am I trapped by the finer things?